Welcome, and thank you for tuning in. The information you will learn today will completely revolutionize the way you view attaining grants and how these grants can help you achieve your goals. We have all heard about people getting grants to pursue various endeavors, to further your education, start up a business, and these grants help facilitate and fund your businesses or nonprofit organizations. But the truth is, very few of us know how to go about attaining this type of funding. Let's face it, this process can be overwhelming and complicated. We are here to help. But the majority of us have no idea about the amount of money that is available out there. Even more essential is that most of us don't know how to go about receiving this type of funding. Now let's talk about money. Did you know that there are billions of dollars available each year to be granted? Today you're going to hear from Jerry Jones, CEO and President of Mega International and Associates, who for 16 years has specialized in doing this for thousands of people just like yourself. He has extensive knowledge and experience in helping you find appropriate grant funding for your specific needs. He has written more than $500 million, not a million, $500 million in federal grants. We're talking about an extensive amount of money here, folks. Jerry Jones has completed over 8,501c3 applications, which were tax exempt on the federal and state level. Jerry Jones is a former U.S. Defense Department management analyst. He served as a grants management specialist while working with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Jerry's early achievements include participation in the formation, function, and funding of the International Alcohol and Drug Control Program for corporate personnel. Jerry later played a fundamental role in the awarding of more than $1 billion in federal funds to organizations that combat heart disease, cancer, stroke, and diabetes. After transferring into the private sector in 1998, he founded Mega International Associates Incorporated. Mega International and Associates rapidly grew into one of the nation's largest consulting firms of its kind. In the next few minutes, Jerry will share with you all that he knows on how to attain millions of dollars of funding and grants for your business, nonprofit organization, or education. Even more importantly, he will describe on how he can walk you through the complicated process of getting your organization 501c3 certified. The distance between you and millions of dollars of funding for your business, nonprofit, or education is only an arm's length away. Jerry Jones will support and coach you through the process of learning all the pertinent information that will help you get a step closer to reaching your dreams. This is Jerry Jones of Mega International and Associates.
My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. And I want to thank Ms. Howard for making that introduction. There's a lot of money out there in these grants and nonprofit, and a lot of you are unemployed, out of jobs, and want to start your own business. We can help you in either area that you want to do. We write grants, and we set up nonprofit corporations for a lot of the underprivileged, disadvantaged, disenfranchised people in the community. There's money out there available for a lot of these programs, either through microloans or either through grants. And I want to be able to help the people out there in the community that are not privy to certain grants that are available. And we know a lot of you out there are looking to start your own business in order to be able to get grants and nonprofit. Well, we write the nonprofits and we set up 501c3s, and there are grant monies available out there, millions of dollars of grant money that's out there, and we're going to talk about that a little bit today in what we're doing here now. But what I wanted to stress most of all, there's two ways of being able to start your own business. Either start the business with a microloan or either a grant. We have been in this business since 1995. We've written over 8,000 501c3. We raised over $550 million in grants. And there is money available out there for a lot of you that want to start your own business. We have been able to be very successful in 78% of the grants that we write. We do not get 100%, nobody does, and I can't guarantee that. But we definitely, out of every 10 grants we write, we usually get 6 or 7 of them. So I'm saying to you today, if you're looking to start your own business, if you're looking to find out where the money is, you can get in touch with us at area code 310-337-1169. And what I want Ms. Howard to do now is to be able to show you on the screen how to go about accessing grant money. She's going to go to grants.gov. She's showing you grants.gov on the screen. And then you're going to go to grant search. And once she goes to grant search, 3 boxes will come up. And one of the boxes will be cfda.gov, cfda.gov. And in that box, she's going to put the number 17.274. And once she put the 17.274, she's going to hit the search button, and that will bring up what the grant is. And the grant is called Youth Build. And Youth Build has $75 million on that particular grant. She's also going to show you the closing date. And she's going to tell you a little bit about the closing date and the description of the grant. Ms. Howard?
Yes. Let me just scroll down to the description here. The Employment and Training Administration and U.S. Department of Labor announces the availability of approximately $75 million in grant funds authorized by the Youth Build provisions of the Workforce Investment Act. Youth Build grants will be awarded through a competitive process. Under this solicitation, DOL will award grants to organizations to oversee the provision of education, occupational skills training, and employment services to disadvantaged youth in their communities while performing meaningful work and services to their communities. Based on FY 2012 funding, DOL hopes to serve approximately 5,210 participants during the grant period of performance, with projects operating in approximately 75 communities across the country.
Now, what she's showing you is that that is the same description that you're going to use for every grant that you go after. You're going to go to grants.gov, then you're going to go to grant search, and then you're going to be able to plug in the number that you're looking for, and then being able to pull those grants up. That's how you go about looking for grants.
My name is David Demers. I'm the Deputy Director of the San Gabriel Valley Conservation Corps. What Youth Build allows us to do is not only work with them on their academic instruction, but also teach them some life skills along the way and add to that the job skills that are necessary for them to be able to go out and get a job.
My name is Danny Oaxaca. I'm the Executive Director of the San Gabriel Valley Conservation Youth Build Program. When I heard about the Youth Build Program and I had this desire to help youth, I looked back in retrospect and I saw what helped me straighten out my ways, where I was going and had been already. If it worked for me, it could work for other young people. So I heard about Youth Build and I said, that sounds like similar to what happened to me, just it was a one-man Youth Build program, the mentor, which is why I'm real heavy on mentoring.
After I started working with students in my community, I was then moved to teach, and as of right now, I'm a high school educator at Youth Build programs where we give students who have been placed out of traditional schooling the opportunity to retrieve their credits and to receive the support that they need in order to move on to college and or to the workforce.
My name is Rosie Gonzalez. I'm 16 and I'm a full attending student in SGVCC. So far, I've learned different things that I did not know, and it's actually going very well.
We're teaching the kids how to install windows, how to shim up drywall. Yeah. Doing remodel is going to teach them a lot more than it would have just new construction. Yeah, because you don't know how to learn how to change stuff that was built 30 years ago and modify it.
Praise God. Praise God. We have a special guest today, Minister God in Christ Jesus Foundation, here on Channel 65 in Long Beach, California, Channel 99, Channel 69, and on Wednesdays at 5, Long Beach's finest on Channel 3, our sister station in Long Beach. Jerry Jones, my man.
It's a pleasure.
Jerry Jones. Let me let my Long Beach community know about this gentleman. This man has been speaking on grants and nonprofit corporations in this industry. He has written over $550 million in federal grants. $550 million in federal grants. He's written over 4,000 applications as 501c3, determined exempt status from the Internal Revenue Service, from federal income taxes, and from the state franchise tax board, exempt from state local sales taxes, and exempt from federal income taxes. He's written over 4,000 applications, grants that have been approved through Washington, D.C. and Cincinnati, Ohio, which is the headquarters of determinations through the Internal Revenue Service. Also, he's a corporate office headquarters is in the Homeland Security buildings in the city of El Segundo. El Segundo and Grant on the 20th floor, Mega International and Associates, Mega International Broadcasting Corporation. You can reach his office at area code 310. Get your pen, Long Beach audience. This is going to be a hot topic today, a hot topic. His office number is area code 310-337-1169. That will appear on the screen credits at the end, and that will also appear on the screen as the interview continues. His fax number is area code 310-337-1626. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Jerry Jones of Mega International. It's an honor to have you here today, Jerry Jones.
Proud, Kenny.
It's an honor.
Thank you.
It's an honor. I got a few questions for you, Jerry. I really want you to explain to our Long Beach viewers exactly what is a 501c3 corporation.
A 501c3 corporation is a document given to you through Internal Revenue. First, you have to have your articles of incorporation. Your mission statement has to be submitted to the Secretary of State. And once you submit those articles to the Secretary of State, the information that will come back from the Secretary of State is to be put in an application form called the 501c3. 501c3 is a document that has 49 pages of bylaws, your 356 ruling that the Internal Revenue's language has to be in there, and then you have to put in there all the pertinent information as to what your organization does for the different thing to lessen the burden of government in the community.
Now, Mr. Jones, this $550 million of government grant writing, explain some of the projects that you have been very instrumental in ascertaining or securing this $550 million in federal budget.
Well, we worked on a lot of at-risk youth, mentoring, tutoring, after-school enrichment program, a lot of adult education, battered women, incarceration, recidivism. We worked on a lot of child development, anger management, conflict resolution, and there are numbers of other grants that we worked on in terms of with CBS securing funds for a lot of their at-risk youth programs.
Okay, Jerry Jones, tell us about some of the largest in this. I mean, it's very impressive that since 1995, you've written over 4,000 grants. I mean, I don't think people is really getting this. It's over $600 billion in this federal government for grant budgeting. And since 1995, Jerry Jones has written over 4,000 applications. So what are some of the biggest applications, the biggest corporations that you've worked for and wrote grants for, Mr. Jones?
Well, we did the Urban Renewal Program. We did Dr. Claude Anderson. We did Jaheen. We did several of the CBS programs that we were very successful in helping them. We did a lot of the child care grants that we've gotten several $1 million for a lot of the programs in that area of recidivism and incarceration and drug program, HIV and heart programs.
Okay, Jerry, a lot of people that are viewing right now, they've heard the word 501c3, and especially the pastors in the churches in the Long Beach community, the Los Angeles community. This is a 3 million market size. It's 500,000 people in the city of Long Beach, 9 districts, between 42,000 and 49,000 constituents in this community. There's a lot of churches in this area, and a lot of pastors don't have the information that they need, and that's why there's so many churches that are going through a lot of problems with the city of Long Beach, because they don't have their paperwork intact. And what I've understood through my research is that downtown Ocean Boulevard on the 3rd floor, they say that they either recognize you as being a nonprofit in the city of Long Beach, or you have no recognition status. What would be the problem with some of these pastors and churches where they have no recognition of nonprofit when they constantly tell us that they have a nonprofit?
A lot of people have a 501c3 nonprofit status for the church, but a lot of programs that are being funded are not necessarily funding church itself. They want to fund programs. So a lot of the pastors are not privy that they need to do a certificate of amendment to their 501c3 in order to add to their articles of incorporation what they're doing to lessen the burden of government in the community, such as working with battered women, senior citizens, domestic violence, youth programs, and let that all be reflected in your paperwork so whoever's trying to fund your organization don't have a problem knowing that that's exactly what you're doing to help in the community. Just having a 501c3 saying you're doing general services, that does not tell me anything. If I'm going to spend my money out there with you, I want to know what is it that we're going to be spending our money for, and what is it exactly that your proposal says that you do outside of the church.
Wow. Long Beach, are you getting this? Are you getting an earful today? I have a Q&A that I'd like to address. This is going to be very helpful and very instrumental in educating our Long Beach community with empowerment, empower you out of ignorance so that you can move into the success that's been destined for the children of God. I'm going to ask a couple key questions and finding out just how much a person does know or what they don't know about the nonprofit industry, where they can be able to receive the services of Mega International and Associates, Mr. Jerry Jones. This is the type of information that you're going to have to consider before you even think about having a nonprofit corporation. Jerry Jones, I'm going to do a reversal role with you. I'm Jerry Jones. I'm Mega International. You want to have a nonprofit corporation. What is your objective?
There is no objective to having a nonprofit corporation. The primary function is what are you going to do with that nonprofit?
Okay. What type of funding on an annual basis are you looking for?
It depends on what is the size of your organization.
Does the size make a difference?
It depends on the amount of money that you're asking for. If you're going to be going in there saying that you need $4 million, then what is your budget and the type of administrative staff that you're going to have that's going to warrant $4 million worth of money that you're going to be utilizing in the community?
How soon are you able to get the project started?
If it was my company and we were writing a proposal or a nonprofit organization, we're probably looking at anywhere from 45 to 90 days in writing a proposal.
Okay, this is a big problem, Jerry. I've worked with you for a year under your mentorship in El Segundo on the 20th floor, and I've learned from sitting with you that this is to this day, this is what's happening with a lot of people who say they want to have a nonprofit organization. What are the necessary steps that you have secured to start this operation?
Basically, you have to have your articles of incorporation. You have to have your board of directors. You have to have the name of your organization, and you have to submit all this stuff to the Secretary of State in order to be able to get the paperwork for the Internal Revenue. And once that paperwork has been secured and you have a determination letter based on information that you supplied and assuming your operation as stated that they have determined that you are a 501c3, at that point you're in a position to start looking to get grants to support your operation. And at that point, you're going to need an inquiry letter, which is no more than 2 to 3 pages. You're going to need a full-blown proposal, which could incorporate up to 122 pages of paperwork. You have to have your needs statements, your goals, your methodology, your budget justification, your narrative, your results and benefit. All this information is imperative for you to be able to get that grant. And you want to keep this in mind. All the grants that you're looking for is not necessarily the way that you want it. You want to know the grantor's information that he's asking you for so you can meet his criteria and not necessarily yours. And then if you meet what he wants, then you'll be able to get the funds that he's trying to give you. But a lot of us turn around and say, well, I wrote a grant and I told him I put this in, I put that in there. That's not going to get the grant. You have to measure out what they're asking you for and make it happen exactly what they do. You have to understand your strengths and weaknesses in that grant. What's good? What are the good points in there? What are the weak points in there? Did you give them enough information? Did you give them less information? And if you don't have all that stuff as it's supposed to be in there, you're not going to get the grant.
That sounds like there's a problem in an office with the development officer's role. The information that you are just spitting out of your mouth for our Long Beach audience, it sounds like there has to be an expert professional in place to handle the information that's deemed necessary to successfully not just have a 501c3, the paperwork, but to successfully run, operate, and manage the daily operations and functions of that office. What is the title of that individual?
We're talking about every organization should have their own developmental officer, either subcontracted from the outside or somebody internally that you feel that has good HR, PR skills, that's going to be able to make numbers of phone calls, that's going to be able to follow up and expedite the information, solicit letters of funding application to the various corporations, funding foundation, private individuals, government and state. I'm going to repeat this over one more time. When you look at funding, you take your hand, you do like this. Number one is corporation. Number two is foundation. Number three is private individuals. Number four is government. And number five is state. Any funds that are inflicted for your organization will come out of one of those five sources. Keep that in mind. It's corporations, funding foundation, private individuals, government, and state. That's what you're going to do. On Monday, you're making so many calls to your corporations. On Tuesday, you're making so many calls to your foundation. On Wednesday, you're making calls to the private individuals. On Thursday, you're going to be expediting. On Friday, you're looking at government and state. And you should be able to make, let's say, out of 15 phone calls, you wind up getting 3 people. On Monday. On Tuesday, you wind up getting 1 people. By the end of the week, you got 4 people. By the end of the month, you got 20 people. Now you got 20 people looking to fund your organization. Now funds are coming in. In 90 days from the date that you started, your main annual objective of the kind of money that you're looking to get should already start to be rolling in. If this is not happening, then you got a poor expediter or you're not following through, because you got 44,000 corporations out there. You got over. Also, Ms. Howard, get a chance to show them the closing date. It's right above the $75 million. You see the closing date on there.
Looks like the closing date is May 8th, 2012.
So there is money available out there. Now remember, these closing dates have to be met with your proposal, your inquiry letter, or whatever else the government is asking you for. So now you understand that every grant that you go after is going to have an opening date and it's going to have a closing date, and it's going to tell you exactly how much funds that are available out there. Now if a lot of people are telling you there's no money out there, they're lying. There's a lot of money out there. There's only 5 ways to get grant money. And the 5 ways to get grant money, and I'm going to do it one time, is corporations, funding foundation, private individual, government, and state. Any monies that's applicable for your particular application will come out of one of those 5. And I'll say it one more time. Corporations, funding foundation, private individuals, government, and state. Now there are 44 million corporations out there. There's 10,000 foundations out there. There's 107,000 private philanthropists out there. You got 17,000 government grants that are available for you to be able to get funds from. Now, if you're not getting funds and you're not following the protocol and your paperwork, that's the reason a lot of people have 501c3s and they're not knowing what to do with it. This way we're going to be able to help you, but we can't help you if you don't call. One of the things you want to keep in mind is that you first want to go to a program called CFDA.gov. CFDA.gov. It's called the Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance. Once you go to the Catalog of Federal Domestic Assistance, you will be able to pull from the various organizations.
We have 36% from Department of Health and Human Services, 22% from Department of the Interior, 20% from Department of Agriculture, 12% from Department of Education, and 10% from the Department of Justice.
And all these funds are applicable for those particular applications that people are looking for incarceration, ex-offenders, and people coming out of jail. There's money available. There's $30 million in funding programs for all the ex-offenders. There's $75 million in youth programs for youth development for housing and retrofit out here. A lot of them are getting in greenhouse environment with wind-borne turbines and solar energy. The type of grants that you're looking for your particular application, whether it be domestic violence, senior citizen, at-risk youth, mentoring, tutoring, after-school enrichment program, adult education, child development, mental anguish, conflict resolution, and numbers of other upscale health programs that are available. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International, and you can call us at area code 310-337-1169. I'll be glad to take your calls, work with you as diligently as we possibly can to help you in your 10-year business. I look forward to working with you, and I think there's information that we have that's pertinent to what you're trying to do. We help you to obtain your 501c3, and in your 501c3, you're going to need your needs statements, your goals, your methodology, your budget justification, your narrative, your appendix, and any collaboration letters that you have to support your documentation. We have did over 8,000 501c3s, and we have gotten a determination letter from the IRS for all the determination letter from all the 501c3s that we have written. So we look forward to working with you in terms of helping you in your 10-year business. We know that there's money available out there through various organizations. There's 5 ways of getting grants, and I'll say it right here. Number 1 is corporation. Number 2 is foundation. Number 3 is private philanthropy. Number 4 is government. Number 5 is state. Any money that you get is going to be coming out of one of those 5 sources. Corporation, there's 44 million corporations out there. In terms of foundations, there's over 10,000 foundations. Private philanthropy, there's 107,000 millionaires and billionaires that are out there that can help you in terms of getting grants. There's 17,000 government and state grants that are available for you to go after, as what she showed you on the screen. Now, it's up to you to call us so that we can help you to get your proper paperwork and document together so that you can get these grants. We can't help you if you don't call. So give me a call as expeditiously as possible. Area code 310-337-1169. I am President and CEO of Mega International, and we've been doing this for the last 15 years, so we need for you to get busy and get on board so you can be able to start your own business and stop making excuses on why you can't get your business started, because there's money available out there. Obama put $787 billion out there on the stimulus program, and 90% of you haven't got a chance to get any of it. And most of the pastors, preachers, teachers, educators in the churches have not had an opportunity to utilize the funds that have been available. They got these 501c3s stuck in their drawers because they don't have a good developmental officer, or they don't know where the funds are available. The funds are available out there, and everybody else is getting them except the people that are not privy to it. So we're making you privy to this information, and we look forward to you working with us so we can help you in your business and start your corporation or whatever else that you decide that you want to do. But we can't say that you're going to get 100% funding, because nobody can, but we definitely have a 78% success ratio in what we do. My name is Jerry Jones, and I look forward to working with you. Give us a call at 310-337-1169.
Hello, I'm Reverend James Jones. I'm the founder and CEO of Gangsters for Christ, a 501c3 nonprofit organization founded here in Los Angeles, California. Like many folks that are involved in the nonprofit world, I heard about all this money that was available for the funding, but until I met Jerry Jones 10 years ago, I hadn't received any of this money. And I've been referring pastors and associates to Mega International ever since. And I would advise anyone who's serious about receiving these type of funds to see Jerry Jones over at Mega International.
Clearly, Jerry Jones is the guru of grants, and his achievements and track record of success in this field have even been recognized by President Obama himself.
Now, it's up to you to call us so that we can help you to get your proper paperwork and document together so that you can get these grants. We can't help you if you don't call. So give me a call as expeditiously as possible. Area code 310-337-1169. I am President and CEO of Mega International.